Hi, this is Carl, and this is my video for the final project, which is I chose the alternative number one, which is about the uh, crime dataset. So for task number one, uh, this code basically it reads the file crime CSV file, and it the the code reads the crime-related dataset from the crime CSV file into pandas data frame named df, and step is crucial for loading the data into a structured format for further exploration and analysis. And task number two is showcase the dataset's dimension statistical overview while addressing any instances of missing values. So basically, the code displays the shape of the dataset, which which is 50 and 7, and it provides a number of rows and columns, which is the describe function. It offers the statistical summary and isNull function checks for missing values, and so understanding the dataset structure and handling missing values ensures the integrity of subsequent analysis. And as you can see here, these are the columns and rows, so we can see it contains the x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6, x7. It has count, mean, STD, minimum, 25%, 50%, 75%, and max. And for task 3, basically it visualizes the datasets through Matplotlib library, employing a minimum of 2 diverse types of chart, and I use a scatter plot chart. So that's my first subplot. I use a scatter plot chart and illustration. Here's the scatter plot, and this illustrates the correlation between x1, which was the crime rate per 1 million or 100,000 residents. I think it's 1 million residents, and it also the x2, which is violent crime rate per 100,000 residents. Each point represents a city, as you can see here, allowing visual observation, any patterns or trends between the two variables. While the second subplot is a histogram depicting the distribution of x1 crime rate, and this chart provides insight into frequency of different crime rate ranges across the cities, and the bins, it represents intervals, and the height of each bar show how many cities fall within a specific range. This histogram helps understand the overall distribution of crime rates in the dataset. And for task 4, partition the dataset into training and testing sets for subsequent model validation and assessment. So basically, this code divides the dataset into features X and the target variable Y. And the data is then split into training, testing sets crucial for training a machine learning model and assessing its performance on unseen data. And task 5, it basically trains a linear regression model using provided data set for subsequent predictive analysis. So, utilizing the linear regression algorithm, this code trains a model on training the data X train and Y train. Here, X train and Y train. This trained model can then make prediction based on new input. And task 6 evaluates the performance of the trained model using the tested dataset to validate the predicted capabilities. So it basically trained the linear regression model predicts the target variable x1 using the testing feature xtest. This step is very crucial to assess because it's critical to assess how well model generalize to unseen data. And last but not least, task 7, it assesses and showcase the model performance by calculating and displaying the mean squared error MSE based on predictions compared to actual values in testing datasets. So the mean squared MSE quantifies the average squared difference between predicted and actual values in the testing dataset. Lower MSE values indicate better model performance, and this metric helps evaluate the accuracy of linear regression models' predictions. And that is it. Thank you for listening to me.